Hello Libra, and welcome to this little corner of the internet that is my fox den, Wild Fox Alchemy. If we haven't met before, my name is Maria Gaian. I am an intuitive business success coach and tarot card reader, and I'm here to do your business and finance reading for what is left of January. I'm really sorry that this is so late, but it's just been a catastrophe, and we haven't even got Mercury in retrograde yet, but oh my god. Spain, Christmas doesn't really end until the 7th of January, right up until the 6th was gift giving day, so everything kind of calmed down a little bit on the 7th. I wasn't really very well over Christmas, so I kept having to cough and I couldn't make as many readings as I wanted to. Then we were affected by high winds, and the little den that I do my readings from was just shaking and banging and rattling, and so it wasn't really very good for recording. And then when I just resigned myself to maybe going in the house and doing the recordings in there if I could find a quiet moment, my neighbour decided to get some diggers in to dig out his almond trees. So the noise was just ridiculous, and because of the noise of the diggers and the workmen, all the dogs on the mountain were just barking. And I already have problems with dogs barking on the mountain as it is. There's a particular dog that when his owners go out, that's it, he just barks and barks and barks. He drives me crazy. I love dogs, but oh my god, I wish he'd just shut up. He just never seems to lose his voice or his momentum all day long until his owners come back. Oh, anyway, enough about me and my crazy life. Let's see what's going on in your business and finances for the rest of January. Even though I'll probably be doing February's tomorrow for you. Let's see, Libra. Oh, we start with Porcupine Spirit. Time for Beginner Mind. Beginner Mind. Okay. Sometimes confidence and experience can be a block. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is we can see things from a particular perspective. We think that we know it all. I say that with love. We think we know all there is to know. And so we don't always see things from a beginner mind. We're not always open to seeing things from a different perspective. The other thing that I'm being told right now is this. You are an expert at whatever it is that you do. Okay, Libra. You've been doing it a while and you're very good at it. And because you've forgotten more than most people even know in the first place, you may have a tendency to forget that other people don't know what you know. And you could be missing out on financial opportunities because of it. I'll give you an example. I know somebody that is a plush maker, my beautiful daughter, and she knows so much, so much about sewing machines, embroidery machines, design, colour, all sorts of things. And she makes lots of products for people. But she only just realised in the last sort of couple of months that it was worth her putting out some products about how to photograph things, how to design certain items, how to sew certain things a certain way. Things that are really kind of beginner things. And the reason that she hadn't really considered it is because she kind of just has this innate belief that everybody knows what she knows, because it's just so natural to her. She can't really fathom anymore what it's like to be a total beginner, starting from scratch. So this is a card that is just saying to you, don't rule out things. Don't overestimate other people and think that they know what you know, because they don't. They're total beginners, and sometimes you have to explain things to them as if, they know nothing. So explain the names that you take for granted that you know. Explain the processes of things that you think everybody should just know by some sort of osmosis. But the other message here is just to not feel like you know so much that you can't be open to new ideas, to new ways of doing things, to just understand that even though a newbie might come up, they might have a better way of doing things than you do. I feel like by not being open, by not being childlike and curious and having that beginner mind, you could well be leaving money on the table, Libra, okay? We then move into where you need to focus your energy, which is the Six of Feathers, Transition and Insight. This is a card that is talking about going on some sort of healing journey, a transition, learning something new, finding insight into something, which you then kind of need to let go of. And it can feel very sad letting go of it, but you need to let go of whatever it is in order to move on to something better. It could be that this insight is tied to this beginner mind, that you learn something new that is going to teach you how to do something in a much better, more efficient, more cost-effective way, but you're still going to feel sad about not doing it the way that you've always done it. Does that make sense? I hope so. Your strengths. The Moon card, Inspiration and Perception. This is a card that is usually about something going on under the surface. It shines a light on a situation, lights it up and makes you see it from a new perspective. It can often be about uncovering fears. It can be about using your imagination. I wonder if... Yeah, it feels like there's a definite theme here of seeing something from a very different perspective, and the way that you'll get to see it is by not kind of just assuming that you know it all and that nobody can really teach you better ways of doing things. I think there are better ways of doing things, and somebody is going to bring that to light. Maybe there's a bottleneck in your business where, you know, another method of doing things would make life easier. Okay, we'll move into the obstacles. Obstacles, we've got the Knight of Crystals, Endurance and Determination. This is in the position of obstacles, warnings or blockages. So this is usually something where you are actually blocking something yourself. That it's available to you, but you don't actually go forward with it. This guy, the Knight, he's very slow moving. He is a man of endurance rather than speed. He's a long distance runner. He's not a sprinter. He's very methodical. He doesn't want to take risks. He's the consummate planner. Knows exactly what steps he needs to take, and then he will methodically just follow that path until it's done. He endures and he's determined to get where he needs to go. In this blockages position, I'm being told that maybe you are trying to rush in and do something very quickly. And Spirit is saying, no. Rushing in is going to cause a bit of an upset. Don't be taking risks right now. You might be tempted to take some risks. Don't take some risks right now. Okay. Your outcome is the Two of Acorns, Insight and Focus. This is about planning again, about what comes next. And it also talks a little bit, this card, about getting out of your comfort zone, knowing that you need to do things that maybe you've never done before in order to get some success. This is not the easiest reading, I don't think. It's not the most obvious reading. I do feel like there is definitely some different sort of perspective. We've got insight all the way through this reading. We've got insight here. We've got insight here. We've got change. We've got change in perception. And then we've got this idea of maybe we should make a plan, but we might not really want to make a plan. Planning might feel like it's for for beginners. But you know what you're doing. And the tendency for you there is that you are not going to open up your mind to be like that of a beginner. Okay. We got the Page of Cups there. This is a messenger. He's here to tell you to expect the unexpected. That something is going to come up that maybe you couldn't have foreseen, not even with all your experience. Something is going to come up. It's going to bring you this transition, I feel. It's going to bring you insight into a certain situation that is going to need to be resolved, and you are going to need to let go of something as a result. There's definitely a seeing things from a completely different perspective when it comes to money. Now that nearly just jumped out like a madman. Interestingly, this is the same as the Two of Acorns. What comes next? It's time to plan. It's time to decide whether you're willing to get out of your comfort zone. There's a light shone on something, on a circumstance that you weren't perhaps aware of. It could just be something somebody says that makes you think, oh, that's a solution to all my problems. But you planning, definitely need to plan. You need to see things from a whole different perspective, and you need to plan. Spirit, why is this to do with money? What is going on with the... Excuse my squeaky chair, it's horrendous. Why is this to do with money? Look at that. The Knight of Pentacles. Don't block the planning. Don't take any risks. It's double message there. Do not take any risks with your money. Do not. We've got the Fool. This is about fresh starts, about adventures, curiosity, spontaneity, new beginnings, but it's also a card of naivety. And Spirit is telling me that I put it on the wrong card. That there could be a tendency to be naive and to... I mean, it says time for beginner mind, so it kind of feels like a contradiction in terms, doesn't it? That you've got this beginner mind that you're supposed to have. An open mind, a curious mind, a mind that is able to learn new things rather than believing that you know all there is to know about something. But on the other hand, there's naivety. There is just listening and believing somebody without question, and that somebody might not have your best interests at heart. There's just this element for me here of not planning, of just rushing in. Fools rush in is what I'm being told. That these two Knights of Pentacles there are telling you must plan. Don't block the planning situation. Don't think that you can get away without making a plan, without looking at the research. You may think you know everything about the situation, but you do not. You do not. The moon is going to shine a light on some of it. But there is a difference between naivety and being open-minded and doing your research. You can be ignorant or you can be well-armed in knowledge. And a beginner that doesn't know anything will go out and find out the answers to things. The fool believes he knows it all and is naive and silly. We then end with the Death card. This is so similar actually to Pisces reading, it's quite mad. This is about change and endings and letting go and transformation. Don't be afraid of the Death card, because I always think that, change is a good thing quite often. I mean, obviously we don't like it when things change for the worse, but there is a change coming. Spirit, can you please just clarify where we stand, where the money is, please? This is supposed to be a financial reading. we've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is all about seeds of inspiration, creative force, gaining confidence, and then actually taking action. This card is really about energy, enthusiasm, passion, drive, what you believe and not what you think. I think really this reading is all about preventing some sort of financial issue. To be honest with you, I think by not being overly confident, I've got the Eight of Wands, which is all about moving forwards, putting in energy and getting the results. The results will be directly related to the amount of energy you've put in. It's about moving forwards, but it's also about letting certain things go. So again, I'm going to go one more time, because I just don't know how this is going to relate to money. If this is resonating with you at all, please let me know in the comments, because this feels quite complex to me. It's not the clearest reading I've ever done, I have to say. Well, having said that, neither was Pisces either, I found. You know, sometimes readings just flow so beautifully, and then some of the heavier ones with the deeper messages, they just don't know. This is interesting, because this is the same as Pisces again. This is about grounding your thoughts before making decisions. Making sure that you meditate, that you quiet your mind, that you don't rush into making things happen. And then we've got the Three of Cups, which is exactly the same as what came out, about celebrating good times with friends. No, I'm told that's complete. I would say just be very careful. Just be very careful. Do not rush into anything when it comes to your finances, okay? Do not rush into anything. Do not believe that because something has happened a way before, and that in your experience this is how it always goes, that this is how this situation will always go, because I think there's more to this than meets the eye. There is more to this than meets the eye. You've got to come into this with the beginner mind of wanting to research, but not with the naivety of the fool, where you feel like you're just going to be easily led and do anything. You've had the double warning about the planning, about being methodical, about researching and planning, taking it slow. If somebody says to you, I can make you $1 million overnight and you just need to sign up here for Bitcoin or NFTs or something ridiculous like that, don't be like, wow, this sounds like a fantastic scheme, I'm going to get so rich, this is amazing. Go jumping in, your thoughts are all over, your thoughts are all over the place, and you're just like talking yourself into doing this stuff. Somebody else is talking to you and you're like, yeah, great, this sounds amazing, and in my experience this usually works. No, Libra. You need to be careful. You need to be careful, because it could cost you a lot of money. But I feel like if you ground your thoughts and you're sensible, there is a seed of an idea here. There is a new kind of a new opportunity coming in, that if you take action on it will work out for you, I believe. It's definitely about moving forwards, but you've got to, it's the thought that counts, Spirit just said to me actually. It's the thought that counts. Let's see whether this actually sheds any light on it, because sometimes the business reading will make all the money stuff become clear. We've got deep replenishment, retreat, rest and be held. I don't think I've ever had that card, you know. Let's see what the book says on this one, because I feel like the message in there is probably what you need to hear. You know, it's so funny how you can be very familiar with the deck, and then suddenly one will pop up and you go, I don't even remember that card. I don't even remember it. The most selfless thing you can do is fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half-filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you are running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favourite cafe, attending a woman's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all those around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Your work, your light action is to do something that deeply replenishes you today. Whilst I was reading that, I was brought back to this idea of grounding your mind, of taking time to meditate, of just taking a step back, of slowing things right down. So in essence, this business reading so far is reflecting the money reading. I feel very much like there is something that you may be pushed into jumping into. But this is saying, nourish yourself. How often do we have a decision to make and we consciously try to fix it, we try to resolve it, we try to answer the questions or make a decision? And the more that we try, the more that we push, the further away we seem to get, the more confused we seem to get, the more stagnant our minds are, and we can't seem to see an answer. And yet, the second we jump in the shower or go for a walk or do something else completely different, the answer comes to us. So I feel like whatever this money situation is, and I cannot put my finger on what exactly it is, this is either going to resonate with you or it won't. But whatever decision you need to make, whatever it is that you are being asked to rush into, you need to make sure that you don't rush into it. Go and do something else. Do not give people an answer. Set the boundary of saying, look, yeah, I'm going to think about this. And if somebody says to you, you don't have time to think about it, don't do it. That is something Spirit has just said to me. If they will not give you the opportunity to take time to think about something, then don't jump in, because there's a reason why they're trying to force the issue, why they're trying to get you to invest or buy or whatever it is they're trying to get you to do. There's a reason they want to be quick to offload whatever it is, or to get your investment. Okay, so if they cannot even grant you 24 hours to go away and think about things, or to research things, or find out what it is that you need to be doing, then it's not for you. I've just had messages from Spirit about, now this may or may not resonate with you, I don't know, but there are people who, I live in Spain, I think most people know that now if you're a regular visitor to my channel, and people from the UK love to buy houses here. And people from the UK are very familiar with buying houses in the UK. They know what happens, they know the procedure. You go to your agent, you make an offer, you get yourself a solicitor or a lawyer. They deal with the transactions, you pay your deposit, everything's all very good. You do a search, and the search will find all the stuff for you about, you know, what's going on in your local area, where the gas pipes are, and if there are any plans to knock your house down and put a road through it. and they do a survey that tells you whether the house is about to fall down or not, or if there's a mine shaft underneath it, or all that sort of thing. And then they decide they want to buy a house here in Spain, and I don't know if it's because they're overconfident or because they actually don't understand how the system works and are not prepared to learn how to do things, but the amount of British people that buy houses that are without a survey, without any sort of search, without even a lawyer sometimes, is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. They look at the house. In fact, some people will buy houses off the internet. Okay. I've seen a company pop up recently that will sell you a Spanish house on the internet. And if you buy through the internet, if you just click buy now, they'll knock you €1,000 off. Now, this is all well and good. And people look at the pictures and they go, oh, that's amazing. And they just click buy now and they think, well, it's only a few grand, you know, it'll be fine. And then they get here and realise that actually the situation of the house is terrible. The roof is caving in at the back. The picture is actually 3 years old and the house looks nothing like the pictures. And they've not even been to see it. And I'm being told to give you this analogy of the beginner mind. That this, I don't know whether it's, I feel like it is overconfidence, honestly, that they think they know best. They think that it's all going to work out all right, and how could it possibly go wrong? So they make these decisions that are actually stupid. They're naive and stupid. And then they can't sell that house on because everybody else who's over here knows the story of the house and won't touch it with a barge pole. Now, I've been lucky. I've been looking for a house for a little while, and we decided we wanted a fixer-upper. And there was one recently that came up in a neighbouring village, and the pictures looked amazing. They looked really good. It looked like it needed a fair bit of work. We were quite realistic about it. But it was quite a big house. It was quite a lot of house for the money. Well, we got in the car and went to drive to the house before we ever even looked at an estate agent to take us round it. When we got there, the whole of the front of the house was falling down. It had got poles holding the front of the house on. And despite the angle of the photos that had been taken of it, there was no access for builders to come in and fix the house. It would have been a nightmare to fix it. Now, that house is for sale on one of these sites where you can just buy it now. And people don't realise that it's just been held up by poles currently. And it's imminently about to fall down. And that, you know, trying to get a set of builders over here to work on that house is going to be very difficult because there's no access to put materials or do anything. It's a nightmare. But people are overly confident. They think they know what they're looking at and they jump in. And this analogy, as I said, it might be useful to you. It might not. But I was told to tell you. Think. I'm being told you need to think before you do anything. Where you need to focus your energy, we've got the transformation card. This is the death card. Oddly enough, yeah, we've got it there as well. There's change afoot here. There is change afoot here. Letting go of things that no longer serve and bringing new things in. Something is going to end and you need to focus on doing it in a constructive manner, of being in control of the change and not letting the change happen to you. See it as a good thing, not a bad thing. I think whatever you do when you go to do your replenishment is going to give you the key. You're going to get the answers. You have to plan. You have to plan. You have to research and plan. And then whatever it is that is coming that you decide to change is actually going to be a good thing. It will liberate you. You will be transformed. And for the better, I feel, not necessarily for the worst. My tummy's rumbling now. Your strengths, the possible positives. We've got the Four of Shells. This is about emotional stability and, again, grounding yourself before making any choices. soul-searching, re-evaluation. Something needs to change, doesn't it, Libra? And you may know exactly what it is. You may be sitting there thinking, I know exactly what Maria's talking about here. Maria doesn't know what she's talking about because she's not in my situation, but I know exactly what she's talking about. I have a situation that I need to change. I know I need to change it, and it's down to me. I'm the one that's going to need to make decisions. I'm the one that needs to make financial decisions. I might be in a little bit of a financial hole and therefore looking for a way out. And this reading is telling you that this reevaluation, soul searching, is deeply necessary. You must do it. You must go make a plan. You must do your research, because then you're fully armed. You know what you need to do. Blockage is the Temperance card. Balance and harmony. You don't feel in balance right now. You won't feel in balance. You want to feel in balance. Balance, harmony and healing are awaiting you, but they're blocked. They're blocked. And I think by this lack of willingness to kind of just chill, I think sometimes we hit a crisis or we hit a decision we need to make and we just run around like nutters, don't we, like headless chickens, and our thoughts are crazy and they're just going over and over and over. What shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? Oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. Oh, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. I've been in that situation. I've been in that horrible situation before where everything just seemed to be turning to awful, bad stuff. And the more I panicked and the more I tried to fix it, the more stupid the decisions were that I made. I didn't make any conscious decisions. I didn't make any conscious plans. I made plans out of panic and stress. This is telling you, do not block the balance and harmony that is open to you if you just ground yourself. Ground yourself. So important. And here we are again, the outcome, contemplation, the hermit, wisdom. Learning, soul searching again. Again. This is a time of huge change for you. There's opportunities there that are going to arise out of something that might actually seem like quite a bad situation to you right now. It might seem confusing, it might seem stressful, it might seem overwhelming. But the overarching message here is to do the soul searching, to take the time to retreat, take the time out. Don't force things, don't rush round, don't let panic set in. Do not let panic set in. The more contemplation you do quietly, in the shower, having a massage, watching a movie, whatever, the answers will come to you. The answers will come to you. There's insight here. There's insight here. There's the moon showing you new perceptions. There's this reminder to plan, to focus, to research, to not rush in. Every single card on this thing is pretty much telling you to research, rest, wait for the answers to come in, do not rush into anything. I'm going to leave that there, Libra. I hope it helped. I kind of hope it doesn't resonate with you, because it means that there's probably some quite heavy energy going on around you right now. If you need help with anything at all, please do just ask any questions in the comments. I'm here to answer any questions and to give you any guidance that I can. Obviously it won't be a full personal reading, but sometimes I can give you a little nudge in the right direction. Don't forget that I'm doing a giveaway as well this month for an Intuitive Business Success session. All you need to do to enter that is to comment with whatever is the biggest obstacle in your business right now. If it's cash, if it's lack of clarity, if it's a big decision that you need to make and you need some help with it, put it in the comments and I will choose somebody on the 31st of January and we will have a 2-hour live coaching session worth $222.22, and we will get to the bottom of whatever it is that is blocking your business and holding you back from the success that you desire and deserve. So I'll see you soon, and again I'm sorry for the lateness of the video. February's will probably follow quite quickly, and I will send you huge blessings and hugs. With love and magic always, this is Maria Gaian signing out.